Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to make the best tasting ramen noodles. You will need your favorite type of ramen noodles. I prefer the Maruchan creamy chicken flavored ramen noodles. I think that tastes the best. You will need a Ziploc bag. You will need your favorite spices, some milk, some American cheese, and various other seasonings. My favorite seasonings are white pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. I like to stay away from seasonings that contain sodium because, as you can see on the back of this has about half of your daily sodium intake in one little package. Now, they divide it by half, saying half of this block of noodles is a full serving. I have never seen someone satisfied with half a block of noodles. You're going to eat the whole thing. So, to start off, we're going to crunch up our noodles. This recipe works best if you crunch up your noodles. If you leave them long, like spaghetti or ramen noodles, I don't think it comes out as well. I like to crunch mine up, kind of make it like a glop, or like, not pulverize it like a powder, but I like the noodles a lot smaller than they are. So I add them to a Ziploc or plastic bag that's about the size of a standard sandwich. Why? Because this can fit in it nicely, and when I crunch it up, the tendency for the seam to blow out or become punctured and the noodles will fall out. I don't want that. I don't want a mess. So you simply take this and put it in the bag. So now you have your noodles in the Ziploc bag, and you simply put your weight on it and you crush it up. I like to turn it around, kind of like you're kneading dough. Just move it around. Crunch it up. Make sure you're doing this on a table that can support your body weight. You're not banging it on a flimsy table where you might break it. So just go around. It's going to pop open because of the air. That pop was actually just the ramen noodle bag. So it's probably crushed enough. You can see it's kind of like that. And we don't have the noodles anywhere on the table. It's all in this bag, so that's what we wanted. Open both bags and dump the noodles into your vessel. I'm using a Pyrex bowl. Medium sized, I would say. It's microwave safe. We're going to be cooking this in the microwave. Noodles in the Pyrex bowl, as you can see. Now we're going to add the seasonings that you like. Do not add the flavor packet now. That's going to be at the end. So, all my seasonings right here, besides the American cheese and milk, that's game. We're going to add it right now. I don't have specific measurements for this. You're just going to have to eyeball it, or you could use a measuring spoon and play with it until you find a ratio of certain seasonings you like. Seasonings I would consider is obviously black pepper. I don't like fresh black pepper because these are cheap instant noodles. I'm not going to waste fresh, black ground pepper on that. I think these pre-mixed stuff is good enough for this application. Various hot sauces. So whatever your favorite hot sauce is, add that. Also, I just got this a couple weeks ago. I really dig this. This is the Sriracha dry rub or dry gourmet seasoning, I guess. And it's pretty good. I like it. So I just open stuff up. I like white pepper a lot. So I add quite a bit. And boom. So you can see that's quite a bit. It's probably what? Maybe almost a tablespoon. Yeah. We're going to add onion powder. That's good. I love onion powder. And what are we doing here? Garlic powder, of course. Garlic, onion powder, white pepper. It's a really good mix of flavors.
It explains to me also like why she
So those are three. I'm gonna add optional is black pepper. I like black pepper too, but I'm not gonna add it today. I'm just gonna go with these three because I think those three: garlic powder, onion powder, and white white pepper. I think those taste really good, and I think they just taste great like this. So you're gonna mix up your noodles, make sure they all get coated with that seasoning, all of it. See? Now we have to add the water. I don't have an exact measurement. I mix it around till I get it, all the noodles kind of submerged slightly with the water, especially for the microwave cooking. I will tell you for a fact, I don't add the 2 cups of boiling water like they suggest on the back of the packages. I don't do that. Right here I have a cup of water, 1 cup, and I'm just going to add a little bit, probably half a cup right now. See that? I mix it up. Now obviously I do this in the sink most times, and I can just eyeball it at this point. But it's about a cup of water, maybe a cup and a quarter of water. That's enough right there. So 1 cup of water is what I do. And it does change in your vessel or your bowl you're using. Is your bowl wider? Is it more narrow with taller walls? That will affect it. But for this, I'm usually around a cup to, I don't know, a cup and a quarter of water. Okay, so now this is a microwave. We're going to use this to cook our noodles. Make sure you're using a microwave safe bowl. Simply put your noodles into the microwave. It varies for watts. I have where is it? 1,000-watt microwave, and it's a dirty microwave. But 1,000-watt microwave, it will vary on your wattage and how big it is and various things. But play around with it. Typically 5 to 6 minutes seems to always work, regardless of the size of the microwave. I mean, we're only cooking noodles here, so I'm going to put it in for 6 minutes. Okay, so when the noodles are done, we're going to add a slice of American cheese. So you're just going to break up your American cheese. The reason we're using American cheese is it's actually like a processed cheese. It's not, I guess, quote unquote, a real cheese. It's, it's processed, and it has good agents or various compounds in it that make it melt really well. If you've ever made burgers, you'll realize when you use more like Gouda or cheddar, it doesn't melt nearly as well as American cheese. And there's actually a guy on YouTube. He has a video where you can make homemade like a Velveeta type thing, but basically you do a really easy process to make those more, I guess, real cheeses taste better or melt better. So when I use pepper jack cheeses like this for this application, they don't melt well. You end up with stringiness, the fat separating from the cheese, and you don't get that creamy texture. This is going to add a beautiful creamy texture to our noodles. And when we mix it with the milk, it's like it's just a very creamy, good soup. And that's why I go with American cheese. There really is no difference between orange or yellow American cheese at all. I just go for the white. I think it adds a good presentation to it. Gives it that nice, light, creamy color. So it looks nice. But those other cheeses are good. Velveeta works. The pre-made store quesos or queso from Moe's or any Mexican restaurant is great too to use instead of American cheese. But I really do like the American cheese. It's my go-to. It's pretty reasonably priced. You can also use Kraft singles, but I just break it up like this while my noodles are cooking. Okay, so I stopped the microwave with 1 minute left to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up and we're going to take our noodles out. It's going to be very hot. So we're going to take our noodles out. Use an oven mitt. Your bowl will heat up. Okay. So right now, as you can see, most of the noodles are cooked, but the center noodles, they always tend to kind of stay uncooked. So I like to mix them up, and this is where you're going to add your cheese. Boom. Just throw it all in there. And just use your spoon. You don't need a whisk or anything. You don't got to be super fancy. And as you can see, the heat from the noodles and the bowl is going to start melting our cheese and make a really creamy, cheesy glop. It's going to get kind of hard to mix, you know. Mix it around. You can see it's steaming up. It's a very hot mixture. And now we're going to add, believe it or not, our milk to this. I'm using 1%. Use whatever milk you want. I will remind you I don't really see a reason to go whole milk or anything like that. We're just adding just a little bit of milk. I eyeball it. Maybe a couple ounces. I'd say maybe that's 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces. And I mix it up. Mix it up. Keep mixing it. We'll add a little bit more. So maybe 3 ounces. It was pretty dehydrated when it came out. So boom. Look at that. See that? All that cheese is melting. Just very creamy looking. Boom. It's pretty much all well mixed, incorporated. Boom. Take your spoon out. Grab it. Put it back in. It's starting, it's going. We have 1 minute, so once that 1 minute's done, we're going to add the seasoning, let it cool, the packet seasoning that is, and then it'll be good to go. Just removed it from the microwave, so it was just in there for 6 minutes. We took it out at the 1 minute mark, mixed in our milk and our American cheese, put it back in for that remaining minute, just pulled it out right now. You can see it's steaming, a little bubbly, but it's just this big creamy glop of noodles and the seasonings we added. So right now, this is where you add your flavor pack. So give it a little shake like this. Put all your seasoning down to this side and open it. I'm going to open it off camera just because I can't do it with one hand. So as you can see, I removed the top of it. It's good to dump in. Don't dump it in one big glop in the middle. I like to kind of, you know, spread it around. Nice little coating with it. Kind of, you know, cover the whole top of it. Make sure you get it all. Boom. And you mix it up. And you just mix it up thoroughly so you don't get any clumps. And you cover all the noodles. So it might take like 30 seconds. Boom. So it's pretty well mixed. As you can see, this is our final product. You're going to want to let this cool down for, I don't know, whenever you can, whenever it was cool enough for you to eat. I can eat it pretty much right away, but most people are going to want it to cool down for probably like 3 minutes, I would say. And that's it. So you got your creamy chicken right here. And this just tastes fantastic. This is one of my #1 comfort foods, and hopefully it motivates you to experiment with ramen noodles. It's a great, cheap way to experiment in the kitchen. Learn your seasonings. Pretty much you can add any seasoning to it, and it gives you a good indicator if you like that spice or not. And enjoy and eat up.